Hola, it's me, Trashcan.
Heavy is the hand, heavy is the hand, heavy is the hand, heavy is the hand.
Now both of these teams locking themselves up at least part of this $1,500 purse here, with $1,000 going to the first place team and $500 going to the second place team.
My mind's purely on this matchup. Obviously, this is a rematch from what we saw going into the grand final here, and it really felt like Blackhand just had their number, just straight up. So I don't know what Nemesis can really do about what I would have to imagine is another Talonflame game coming out here from Blackhand.
Yeah, exactly. If you all were here for the winners final, Frost broke it down expertly here with Chaotic and what their strategy is on the back of that. Overlord hasn't locked in the Blastoise just yet, but we did see in game 1 of the winners finals how those two Pokemon can work very well in tandem, and it does look like they're going to run it back again and use that to just kind of be the absolute thorn in the side of this Nemesis composition. Nemesis has very much so found success with this composition. They've had a lot of success with this composition, and it's all about developing the strategy now within this composition. And we'll see if they've learned any lessons from the winners finals to try and reset this bracket and take home $1,000.
Yes, sir. Well, here we go. Nemesis versus Blackhand. This is going to be grand finals once again. If Nemesis do manage to win 2-0 here or 2-1, we will have a bracket reset and then it will be a best of 5. So if that happens, we'll have more games. But if not, this is the chance for Blackhand to shut them out well and truly and say that the meta shall not be defiled by whatever this is from Nemesis.
Yeah, Nemesis Decidueye populates your Yeet Fan is in fact going to be able to start Spirit Shackling around here. And look at our trio just in the face of Blackhand, pushing, but Chaotic picks up KO Shrika too. And we know with those aerialates and dives off the Brave Bird resets here, they have the onus and the pressure on this Dreadnought. And now it's up to Asenable and Rex to put some pressure on. Oh, the big tree takes it! The big tree takes it! They pay for their insolence on the back of Chaotic on that KO, but what a steal by the tree!
Or Decidueye coming up and looking for something, and immediately the Talonflame smells blood in the water and is like, actually, maybe not. Is now sprinting through the jungle and is now a fugitive. Unfortunately, sniped by the police, taken down. Well played there by the Decidueye, just landing their mark every single time. Chaotic, he is on this big turtle, though, going to pick up the Dread just before Zap is going to be actually pretty instrumental coming into this one. Nemesis, obviously, without that shielding, but Trainer, this actually might be a level 15 Greninja as we head into this potential final fight of the game. 2 minutes on the clock. Zap is live. We've got a positioning advantage here by Blackhand as they are on the bottom side of this Zap, now pushing back towards the top side. This Greninja is split up from the team as the Trevenant is looking for that Wood Hammer. Doesn't quite connect as the Surf comes through. Can they drop the tree in time? No, the Unite comes through, and in comes the other Roomba, being the Venu, who is trying to make it happen, pops the Seed Bomb, and is just in the middle of this fight, trying to get as much damage as possible, turns back on towards the Zap, and it's just like, oh, maybe I'll go for a bit of a cheeky farm, as the Hooper Unleashed comes through. Oh no, they've actually found the Venu. New farming for you. It's all down to this Greedent, who has found themselves on the opposite side of the wall and has decided to turn onto Zap. This fight is going the way of Nemesis, but it is so split, so chaotic. Speaking of, lives up to his namesake, will go down. This Decidueye in this 1v1 against the Blastoise, who is doing a bit of a spin. That wasn't a neat trick. Now in this 1v2 underneath this Zap, can the slow break maker happen? Maybe with the reinforcements happening. Zap goes down over to Nemesis, and Greedent is on his way to the top lane. Is this going to be off? I don't know. Can the respawns come through in time?
Yeah, it's going to be hard sledding to stop our trio, especially with that goal zone open, but that push is happening in the bottom path by Blackhand. They're working through in the face of Asenable and Rex. The action doesn't stop down here as they're trying to score and they're pushed back, both holding 50. Chaotic is trying to work up to get their Unite move for sure, and they're going to have a coalesced push between the Venus or Chaotic and company if they want a chance at taking game 1 here, but right now, Nemesis is on the front foot.
Nemesis have locked down the fort here, Snacks, and I feel like the barricade is going to hold. Actually, only Hooper in the bottom lane. This is a 3v1 scenario. In comes the reinforcement. Trainer was waiting on that one on the jump pad. slashcan, oh, very close, but they managed to punch through that shield. Can they win this fight underneath that goal? Because that's what they need to make this one happen. Overlord looking for the sneaky dunk, but he doesn't find it. Rex is right on him. He has his name. He has him dead to rights. Underneath this goal, no banks come in, and Nemesis, I think they've just done it.
And Nemesis defense holds fast in the final 30 seconds of the game, and they win themselves a close one, 275 to 218.
Is this the first Blissey we've seen actually today? Because I feel like someone hovered it and then swapped away from it earlier.
Yep, that's exactly right. This is the first one that's been locked in and loaded into a match that we've gotten to watch. So slashcan is definitely going to try and make their impact felt on how they support and who they truck and trailer through these paths and through these team fights. Of course, the Blissey Unite is huge, but also only locks in on one player. So who they select is going to be key, and of course, quite literally, pun intended, putting all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this might be an adaptation for the Talonflame because it was multiple times where the Talon would jump in and literally just get thrown into a bounty castle. There was literally nothing they could do. It was just CC on CC. So, yeah, this might be an adaptation specifically for that scenario so the Talon can actually get rolling. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And as we were just talking about this top lane, indeed, the squad will start getting those dunks in.
Let's take a look what's happening in the bottom path here. Blackhand playing forward, Rex as Enable in the mix here, and Trainer LGC with a KO streak of 2 in the top path. And they're already a Greninja level 8, and they're coming down to the bottom path and ready to flex on them down there on the beach.
Literally the one time we look away, it's just more flexing on the top side. Dread has been started right here. Trevin is in deep in this one, but still has that passive ready to go. This is a low health Vinu who goes down to this Greedent, who is massive, coming into fight level 8 and gets that massive damage in from the Belch. Now onto the Dreadnought. I don't think this one's going to be contested whatsoever anymore by a Blackhand. No, indeed. And Nemesis with not only the pickup there onto the objective, but probably a break now onto this bank as well.
Great work by Overlord there. Great Unite move, and you can see what their strategy was. Try and catch the Decidueye and then close the door on them. Use that leverage to come in and just absolutely cripple the damage output of Nemesis and convert on some other KOs. That is good comeback experience. They're not out of the woods yet, but that was definitely the first step in the right direction for Blackhand if you're going to try and get back into this one.
Absolutely. 5 seconds left onto the second Dread as this Blastoise has just been slowly racking up the kills and the damage, but in the bottom side of the map, that is the Vinu ultimate being opened up here. Trevin is running in and he's very promptly running away. Comes in with the Woodhammer onto 1, onto 2. There's a Seed Bomb doing a lot of work, but it is secured out by the Greedent. In the end, Rex going to be pushing into this one once again, knocking the Talonflame back. He's not able to get a lot of work done, but he's a lot of low health bars on the side of Nemesis. This could go badly very quickly. Oh, there's the Unite coming in from the Blastoise. He gets one. He's looking for a second as the shield is onto this Hooper. He gets his second for the second kill streak. So he moves onto this pad right here. Oh, Decidueye maybe looking for a bit of revenge. But all in all, I feel like, yeah, another win here for Nemesis. Here comes that Blastoise, level 14, as you said, will be a key Unite as we head into this Zap fight. We're just sort of sizing up right here. Peacock showing its feathers more than anything as Rex does get his way into the back line. There is that Blastoise. He's onto the Hooper who pops the Unbound, but Rex just running disruption right now as he finds the Blissey. Zapdos getting involved as well, of course, as Overlord is chasing off the opposition. Here's that Hooper. Both Hoopers actually just going at it. And there's the Vinu putting out the damage, and finally Tremnik does go down. A 1 for 2 so far in favor of Blackhand. And here comes that Blastoise once again, rolling through the fight like that Roomba he is. And that is a 2 for 3 in the end, but I think we're going to get some respawn through from Nemesis. It's not all Shiro just yet as Trainer is in this 1 versus 2. He's trying to take down this Blastoise, type versus type. Does manage to get that. What is Vice the second? Nicely played by Trainer.
Trainer LGC cracked on the sticks, putting the team on their back, saying, I'm about that action, get me in there. 2 huge KOs there when they're on the cusp of being absolutely deleted from this map. And our trio goes down early in the fight, but the fight lasts so long that they're back into the action. I don't even think they used their Unite move here, so that's going to be great secure on this Zapdos, as look at Curios getting bubbled out here, kept away from the Zapdos, and now makes their way in. Their HP jumps right back up, finally goes down to the tree, and now the fight has been swayed back into the wind of Blackhand here as the Blastoise comes in, but it's sealed up by the Decidueye. Are you kidding me? Nemesis unlocks the goal zones. Nemesis takes out the Zapdos, and now it's up to Blackhand to keep all these points from going in, but it looks like at least 200 are going to pour into Blackhand's goals.
Is it enough? I'm genuinely not sure, because that was multiple takedowns in the bottom side of the map as they were trying to get into Blackhand's bottom goal. And that's multiple dunks now coming through, 100 through to that Hooper. And we have obviously these very tanky units heading in towards this base. This is going to be tight. They do get a bank. Is it going to be enough?
I saw the Hoopa get in 100 and then another 6, and things were closing quickly. There was only 200 added in by Nemesis. I think Blackhand might have eked this thing out. Battle math is hard, especially when we don't see the scoreboard in the last 10 seconds.
Oh.
3-point difference. Blackhand rallies back. Are you kidding me? What a show. What a team effort to push in that bottom path and get all those points in. Holy smokes, let's go.
If you're watching from my side of the world, it is the ninth as we get into our final game of this best of 3. To clarify though, if Nemesis win this game, we will have a bracket reset and then a best of 5. So, that was personally what I would like to see, but we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, I think the only folks that don't want to see that are the members of Blackhand, right? They're just trying to get this day done and put $1,000 in their pocket. But it starts with winning this one, and Nemesis is not going to let that go too easily here.
All right, I'm starting to become a believer. Oh no, never mind. Coming down with the wood hammer. Thank you very much, Rex. Shutting down that blessing.
Just smashing that marshmallow to sleep right there with Rex with that wood hammer. Holy smoke. And Mopwop's the next one on the chopping block. Just a tree squirrel combination. There's a match made in heaven if I've ever seen one, and they convert on the KO. And literally just waiting for Curios to KO them. Not even worth putting on a chase there.
Yeah, I respect it. Quite literally down here breaking some eggs. Top lane. Oh, Venu coming in. Thinking about the back. Nope. We're onto the Bees right now as in the bottom lane. We're on the ice rink with Grident. And maybe now we can get the bank. Oh, these Spirit Shackles starting to ramp up in damage, and we are deep with this Talonflame. Luckily, Heatfan was already back to his second goal, and Talonflame does not make it out.
All of Nemesis pulled through by the Hoopon bound. They're all meeting down at Dreadnought despite the Rotom being sent. KO Shrika 2 for Trainer LGC. Chaotic trying to get one of their own here, but 3 players for Blackhand are down. And now Nemesis has the onus as the Chaotic goes down to the Decidueye Artriu taking out the Hoopa. And holy smokes, they wipe the whole squad out. And of course they get Dreadnought. Are they going to leverage this into the advantage? They try to, but Overlord takes out Trainer LGC. That's 1 KO in exchange for 5. It's not exactly the math I'd be looking for if I'm Blackhand, as the Spirit Shackles lace into Blackhand a little bit, and they're trying to keep this push from happening. A big push by the tree into Blackhand, and now we're working through Venusaur getting a KO on the Hoopa. Overlord trying to pick their spot. KO Shrika 2 for the Venusaur as they're working on the goal zone. Chaotic comes through with a Unite move, and now Blackhand isn't done. The pressure is on, and the work is not complete here as Hoopa gets a KO on Artriu, and they close out the goal zone as Decidueye now Spirit Shackles in, gets a KO. Chaotic's going to go down here. The rest of Blackhand retreated, but what a look and what a counter push by Blackhand in the bottom path. Yeah, Blackhand was split up a little bit, and Nemesis is doing a good job of keeping them away from each other as Rex engages on Overlord. Slashcan coming in for the support. Rex is going down quickly, though, with Chaotic. They use their Unite moves. They catch 3, and the big Wood Hammer coming through. That can't work through the buddy barriers, but now the Unite moves are flying, and they're putting the pressure on. Hoopa working down. That's Curios. That's Slashcan. That's Overlord. Rex is on the edge. Unite move by Artriu jumps into the mix to try and save somebody with buddy barrier, and they're pushing through, but here comes Trainer. LGC not putting down the sticks because they're feeling a KO streak of 2. Overlord's next on the chopping block. Can they close it out? No, no. Overlord finishes them off, and Slashcan gets the back here, and Chaotic is playing some good defense. They're watching for Artriu, and that Zapdos is still up. This thing is completely devolved into chaos, and now just Nemesis is around Zapdos. It's at 40% HP. Blackhand's got to get in there.
1 minute on the clock and everybody's respawning. It's a man down here from Nemesis as we go for this re-engage. Chaotic comes in, and that's Nemesis with the secure onto the Zap. This time, what do? Do they rewrite the script? They do split up this time, but it actually seems that, like, Blackhand are going for their own split up onto the enemy side as well. Greninja, he realizes he cannot stop these outer banks, therefore I have to go back to base. Can I deal with these inners? That's the question. But Blissey opens up the bottom side here, Snacks.
I mean, this point disparity here is about 115 points, and we're going to work through. Blackhand has some time if they push together, but they have to push into this unified goal zone, and there's a lot of players on the backside of the map. There's Rex intercepting them here. Curios is trying to get their Unite move up, get their pockets full, but look at all the work that Artriu and Rex are doing on the front side, keeping Chaotic and Slashcan from joining up for the team, and I think that's going to end up being a winning play here. The Unite move doesn't find its mark through the tree, and now Blackhand doesn't have time to join up with the squad and make the push, but here we go. Unite move, Buddy Bears, Mopwop, Curios, here we go. 5, 4, 3, Mopwop goes down, Decidueye gets the KO, Curios hasn't even started to score yet. The Greedent gets plus 70 at the end to really drive it home, but Nemesis has reset this bracket in the face of Blackhand. You want to talk about adjustments, how's that for you?
That's everything I wanted and more. Nemesis with the 2-1 in this best 3, and as you said, we are bracket resetting, and what that means is we go back to 0, and we are now in a best of 5.
These teams know what they want to do, so they keep locking it in. And that goes without saying, of course, that Blackhand needs to find a way to just slow Nemesis down. They've certainly got the momentum here, and Blackhand needs to snuff that out if they want to have a chance at the $1,000, which we know is on the line for first place.
Yeah, and yeah, just a reminder, this is a best of 3. This is not a best of 5. So there's not quite as much wiggle room as well, because sometimes you'll see like a team try something drastic in game 1 of a best of 5, and you're like, ah, well, screw it, you know, like if we lose the first game, whatever. It doesn't really affect the mental, and maybe it cheeses out a win, perhaps. But this is best of 3, so getting that momentum early is super important.
A battle on the front foot, you know, is like a Sing Wiggly Tough does. So it really is there to just absorb some of the hits, let the damage dealers from the back get some shots in, and of course, give them the opportunity to escape if the... Oh, look at Chaotic on the chase, getting the KO on Trainer LGC. And now Rex is here for the save, forcing the back with the Woodhammer, and Artryu puts the chase on. Here comes Overlord, and we've got a little skirmish breaking out here as the KO streak of 2 for Chaotic puts the end to that in quick succession. Yeet Fan again, not getting into the action. This is a play we've seen them go over and over again, and that's because they want to get stacks up on the attack weight, and for a Dartrix, it's very hard for them to do. But look at the chase on Artryu, trying to bully them out a little bit. Rex coming with the Woodhammer. They're putting the pressure on here, and that Dreadnought is absolutely melted, but of course Chaotic takes it because they have that smite ability on the Talonflame, and look at this collective push off the back of OG's KO streak of 2. Yeet Fan still getting those stacks in, no problem, but because they weren't there with the squad, it was quick work for Blackhand to take the Dreadnought and then push, as they're working and already have 60 points off that second tier goal zone.
Trainer, he's in the middle of this fight. Yeah, in this 1 versus 4. Don't like those odds. Level 15, though, moves on to these Bs, and he is getting chased down by the 2-man squad, Overlord and that Talonflame. Brutal, and that is a very easy secure here, Snacks. This feels like that's all she wrote.
Blackhand, talk about picking up the pieces after getting rattled a little bit. They picked it all up and said, okay, guys, that top path push they had, that was really bad for us. We looked really bad, and we need to recollect and get it back together. And man, did they find it, because that was a great looking team fight by Blackhand in the Zap Pit.
Yeah, I would love to see Nemesis pull this one back and bring us to a game 3. As I said, definitely my favorite team of this tournament, just to watch in general. I love the pick, I love the flair, and we'll just have to see if they can do it as we head into our second game and potentially our final game of the day of this grand finals of the NA G4 Unite series. Let's see what the teams have for us next. Yeah, probably looking to return that one. Not so hot right there, but still a trade in the end. We'll see if it can be converted into anything, because Greninja just found 2 off the backside of that fight, immediately into the dunk. Here comes Blissey. What happens here? Trying to figure it out as Talonflame comes down from the jungle as well, and they're sort of just running around in circles and getting taken down. What is happening here, Snacks? Nemesis with a huge clapback. Trainer is making their way to the bottom lane, and Decidueye apparently finding a kill on the top side, but that is going to be a quick return from Talonflame. Meanwhile, in this bot lane, though, Mopwop going to go down, getting swept up, cleaned up, and Chaotic will get a 50, a massive overbank in the top side.
Yeah, plus 48 is a good look. Slashcan, I'm not sure what you're doing, Chief. You moved up a little too far, a little too fast. Overlord tried to save him, but didn't quite pan out. As Rex is on the retreat here, they go through the Bs, and now Blackhand has the pressure to push if they want. As Zapdos is right here, and we're going to see these teams are literally posturing, one north, one south, and we're going to see if they crash into each other, the orange squad on top. Curio, Slashcan going to take the lead position as Trainer LGC tries to find Chaotic, who's kind of sussed out, actually. And look at those two just looking at each other here. And Chaotic just dives out and doesn't want to get caught by Trainer.
Get out of here. Get out of my side of the map. Oh, Rex has found Venu, or maybe is it the other way around? Well, the Trevenant is still kicking, and here come the Unite thick and fast into this fight. Trevenant gets a nice little CC chain, but the rest of the team is not really putting out the damage that he needs. As the Talonflame comes out with the Unite, the unstoppable Greedent is running circles around the team, but he's found the Blissey, but no one of real import. All of the damage dealers are still alive right now, and Nemesis are being scattered. The rest of the team is trying to get back towards their carries, but look at this, the Decidueye biting themselves. He's got the ultimate, though he has managed to take down the Blissey now in this 1 versus 2. But still, Blackhand found the advances in this fight. Trainer just run over, evaporates in this fight. Here comes the Trevenant. It's 1 by 1. They're walking in like lemmings. And Blackhand, off the back of that, find themselves 4 takedowns, and surely the Zap. Let's see what RT can do about it, because it's all going to come down to this Greedent. Not going to be enough. And this may be all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, they saw our trio. There was a good pivot to go ahead and take the KO, take the body, and not let them do any belch heroics here. And now Overlord putting the pressure on Azenable, and that's just buffing up the stat sheet here as these points are starting to roll in, and this score is stretching out like taffy. And Blackhand is getting the advantage. 30 seconds left, up by 350-ish points. And I think that's all she wrote, Pulse, in this one. I think Blackhand is your G4 Unite Series champions, taking home 1K.
It looks like it. This Yeet fan, yeah, has pretty much just given up the ghost at this point in the game. Yeah, unfortunately cannot get it with the Hooper in the way. 9 seconds on the clock, and we're just having a quick chat. Little gab at the end of this tournament. Congratulations, Blackhand, a well-deserved victory, taking home $1,000 in the NA G4 Unite Series.
Another bracket reset for Nemesis, and unfortunately falling just short again in this one, just like the March finals. But all that means to me is that they are on the cusp of a massive breakthrough, and once this team does and they catch heat, they are dangerous. So be on the lookout for Nemesis. But in terms of Blackhand, most consistent team we've seen in terms of the Pokemon Unite Championship Series, and now your champions here at the G4 Unite